I'm loud, I'm proud, and I'm too fucking much, and I love it. Okay, so that is what Aquarius season has got me like. Aquarius season has got me like I'm too much and I fucking love it. So this Aquarius season, even if you don't have any Aquarius in your chart at all, be too much. Wear the damn crazy ass toppers. Buy the loud shirt or the loud dress. Pair pants with a shirt that don't even fucking match, but if they make you smile, do it. Do something crazy with your hair. Say the damn thing. Somebody says something to you and everything in you is like, what the fuck? Say what the fuck. Be too much this Aquarius season. Hey witches, welcome to Busy, Gritty, Inked and Witchy, a magical living podcast for the busy witch. I'm Morgan, eclectic witch of almost 25 years, Avalon priestess, and busy witch. Here we'll talk all things witchy, from current metaphysical happenings to my busy witch tips and tricks, and everything in the in-between. This podcast is my personal journey, filled with my knowledge, opinions, and unique way of looking at the world. Join me as I weave the magical and the mundane in every episode. Hey witches, welcome back to Busy, Gritty, Inked and Witchy. I'm Morgan, and today I'm talking about Aquarius season. But yes, it does have a catchy title. It came to me in the shower. A lot of my good ideas come to me in the shower. Aquarius season got me like, because that's what this episode is. Oh my gosh. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be going over a little bit of Aquarius season overall. Okay. But also my astrology in relation to Aquarius season, some current happenings in my life. This is meant to be a very fun episode, but also a very personal episode because Aquarius season has got me excited. It has me, there's a little fear there. But it's like an excited fear. It's like on the verge of something and or that feeling like right before you step into like the roller coaster, like before you sit in the seat or when you're sitting in the seat, but the roller coaster hasn't gone yet. For those of you who ride roller coasters, like you're excited, but you're like, fuck, what did I just get myself into? Right? All of that. This and to let you all know too, normally a podcast episode, about a 30-minute podcast episode, I have probably about 4 to 5 pages of notes, things I want to cover, points I want to make. I have one. So we're doing just a lot of riffing in this episode today. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is I want to start out with my personal chart, just in relation to this episode. Just because, and I've been sitting in this chair for a while, so of course it's going to sink down. Because it definitely plays into this episode today. Okay. So, I know for a fact, so I'm an Aquarius sun with a Leo moon, Leo rising. Okay. Fun fact, which I'm sure I have shared with you all before. But I thought that I was a Capricorn until about 7 years ago. So I have Capricorn tattooed on my body. Yeah, it's really fun. I don't even know if those on, oh yeah. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to flip around away from the microphone. You can see it's basically my family's. There's the Chalice Well tattoo. I have a tattoo on my back and it's the Chalice Well emblem in the middle. And then Capricorn, Taurus, Sagittarius, and Pisces for me, Colin, and my 2 kids. So I'm just going to flip around real quick. Hold on. So, yeah, for those who are on YouTube, you can see I have Capricorn tattooed on my freaking back, and I'm not even a Capricorn. In fact, I only have like 1 planet in Capricorn, and that is, hold on, because I did just look at this. That's my Venus. I have my Venus in Capricorn. That's it. That's the only grounding energy I have in my entire chart anyway. So that's a fun thing. And my husband has a very similar tattoo, not with the Chalice Well emblem in the middle. So yeah, anyway, it wasn't until I had my chart read a few years ago that I found out that I am actually a 0 degrees Aquarius. Okay. I cannot remember. I want to say growing up, my mom used to tell me that it was like 42 hours of labor she was in with me or something like that. Yeah, it was days. So basically what that means is I started labor, I started my mom in labor in Capricorn. And then I just refused to come out until the sun had just entered Aquarius. That is what 0 degrees Aquarius means. okay, is that I waited until the sun was like, okay, we're now in Aquarius, and then I came flying out. Okay. Or not flying out, but you know what I mean. So I wanted to be an Aquarius, and I wanted to be a 0 degrees Aquarius. So what that means is basically every sign of the zodiac, there's 12 signs, there's 360 degrees in a circle. So every sign has 30 degrees to go through. Okay. So people who are at a 0 degrees, you're brand new. You're brand new in that sign. So your journey through that sign is going to be experimental. It's going to be exploratory. You're there because you're like, I've never been in Aquarius before. Fuck yeah, what does this do? Like that's the energy. Okay. Whereas if you're a 29 degrees Aquarius, you're going to be a little bit more grounded in that Aquarian energy. You're going to have learned lessons. You're going to embody it a little bit from a more grounded or learned or wisdom state. Okay? So that's what it means when, like, if you look at your chart and you see, so actually let me see the minutes on mine. Yeah, so that's what they mean by, so like when I'm looking at my chart, it says Sun Aquarius, 0 degrees, 49 minutes. Okay. So I was born 49 minutes into the sign of Aquarius. And those minutes I don't think are real minutes. Don't hold me to that. But look, I know astrology, but I know enough to get excited about astrology season and to understand, like, when planets enter different signs and when the moon enters different signs and things like that. Okay. So, but I don't know, I don't know all the houses. I don't know any of that. Okay. So I'm a 0 degrees Aquarius, which is an air sign. Okay. So very much thinking, innovative, all of that. Now, I also found out, looking at my chart, my Sun, my Mercury, and my Mars are all in Aquarius, which, by the time this airs, so Venus entered Aquarius a few weeks ago, and then Mars and Mercury both entered Aquarius last week. So by the time this episode comes out, I should be just on cloud 9. Which actually, no, I think because I'm recording this over the weekend, so I think today is the day that, like, Mars or Mercury enters. I think it's Mars enters Aquarius today, or it did yesterday. So I'm doing good. And that also plays into this episode today. Okay. Now, my moon and my rising are in Leo. Okay. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about these so that, like, even as you're looking at your own chart, you know what these mean. Okay. And those, whenever you hear anybody say, what are your big 3? That's what they're referring to: sun, moon, and rising. Okay. But my north node is also in Leo. So I have a moon, a rising, and a north node. And basically your north node is your path forward in this life. Okay. So a sun sign of Aquarius, and Leo is a fire sign. So, and just so you know, I have mostly air and fire in my chart. Okay. I have, hold on, just looking. I have 6 planets that are in air signs and 2 in fire, and then 1 earth and 1 water. So that just means I'm really good at thinking about stuff and lighting fire under my own ass. But as far as, like, emotions and grounding, I'm not good at those. Okay. So your sun sign is your vitality, your sense of individuality, and your outward shining creative energy. But this is basically how you see yourself, is your sun sign. Okay. So for a sun in Aquarius, you are independent, progressive, unusual, and rebellious. Can confirm. When your moon is your emotional responses, your unconscious predestination, your self-image, and how you emotionally express yourself. My moon is in Leo, which is a fire sign. People with a Leo moon like to take risks. They're very honest, imposing, sharp, and expressive. Can confirm. When your rising ascendant is how one acts in life. This is your personality as seen by others and your attitude towards life. Okay, so this is how others view you, or kind of how you move through life which the sun is like your sense of individuality. So that is how you view yourself as you move, but it's also how motivated you are, okay? But your rising ascendant is your personality as seen by others, but also your attitude towards life. Mine is Leo. Leo rising or ascendants are loud people who pay attention to how they look, especially their hair, which I found very weird that there were so many fucking articles on the internet that said that like Leo rising or Leo ascendants pay attention to their hair. And y'all know me, okay? It's because it's something about their mane, you know, like a lion's mane. Like, you can't get any more mane than this, okay? It's bright red. If y'all are listening on Spotify or wherever you listen and you're not watching on YouTube, I happen to do, like, my hair is especially maney today. It's very all over the place. I did it on purpose. Anyway, they have drive, idealism, full of emotion, and a kid at heart. Again, can confirm all of these, okay? So if you're one that doesn't believe that astrology is real, I'm telling you, it even got me down to they pay attention to their hair, and I was like, what the fuck? That is crazy creepy. Okay, so these are my traits. Now you know a little bit about me as far as astrologically speaking. Now, it's a topic of conversation. It really is. Like, how much does your astrology really truly form who you are? And I am a huge person that believes in nature versus nurture, okay? Or nurture versus nature, however you want to look at it. I believe that two people can be born at the same time in the same place, and their charts can be almost identical, nearly identical. But how they were raised, that's what makes the difference between people, is the experiences, their nature, okay? How they were molded by their environment, okay? That is also something that I believe psychologically, as far as like dealing with people, raising children, all of that, is that the environment is so very important. If you can change the environment, you can change the individual, okay? I highly believe that. That I believe is what's called a behaviorist in psychology terms. That's me. That's what I believe, okay? I do believe that nature plays a part of it, though, okay? Like how you are born. Just like, did I want to be a 29 degrees Aquarius or a 28 degrees, or sorry, Capricorn? Like when my mom started labor with me, I was like, no, I don't want to be a super grounded 29 degree Capricorn rooted in just earth energy, very stable, very hardworking. Did I want to do that? No, I wanted to be 0 degrees Aquarius, which doesn't mean I'm still a cusp baby. So the hardworking is still there, but now I'm just a little crazier with it. Okay. So now that you know a little bit about me, as far as astrologically speaking, how the stars were aligned at the moment I was born. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about growing up. Okay, my childhood. When I was about 10 years old, we moved from Richmond, Virginia, it was a suburb. We lived in Chesterfield, which is a suburb of Richmond, but highly populated. We moved from there to very small town, very, very, very small town, where all of the kids had known each other since birth, pretty much, okay? So when I lived in this big city, I feel like I was very much, the memories I do have, I feel like I was very much 0 degrees Aquarius, okay? I was always questioning things. I feel like I was very Aquarius, Leo. That's how I'm going to refer to it. You know, Aquarius sun, Leo moon, Leo rising. So I feel like I, as a young child up until 10, was very Aquarius, Leo, okay? I did have a lot of friends. I was very inquisitive, very curious. I explored my boundaries. I pushed my boundaries. All of that, very much so. So then we moved when I was in the 5th grade to very small town where everybody knew each other since they were born. And they did not want to let me in. That's the matter of fact. My best friend starting in the 5th grade was another girl who had just transported there in the 4th grade. So she also was like the outcast. And so she and I became best friends. We stayed best friends until high school. Then we became more like frenemies. I don't fucking know what you would call it. Anyway, so moving through those tough years, middle school, high school, I had a group of friends. Yes, I had friends. Okay. I was very selective with friends. So I can say now I probably had a group of maybe 3 to 4 really good friends that kind of shifted a little bit as I moved from middle school into high school. But they were like my core friends, and they were amazing. Okay. Now the outside, like when you take your core people and then you kind of expand it outward a little bit into like a big group that would like hang out, I don't know, at parties or something, I guess. And that's where I was the black sheep of like the quote unquote popular kids group. Okay. Like I have my core people that were amazing, but then you expand one level out and I was bullied like fuck. Okay. Didn't really realize it at the time, but I think I've gone into, at least on this podcast, maybe my podcast with Megan Winkler, just to give you an idea of the kind of stuff that was happening. We were all at this huge party one night at my frenemy, now frenemy house. Everybody was drinking, and I didn't drink. I didn't drink a lot in high school. I don't drink a lot today, but I wanted to go home. I was not having a good time. It was stupid. I wanted to go home. And they thought that I was going home to rat out that they were drinking. And I was like, no, I'm not a narc. Like, I'm not going to rat you out. I just want to go home. So they actually paid a kid to make out with me so that I would stay there. And so then come Monday morning, I'm all like, hey, how are you? And he's like, what? And I'm like, well, aren't we? And he's like, no, they paid me to make out with you to keep you here. Do you know how devastating that is to like a 14, 15-year-old girl? And then when I finally was like, fuck all of y'all, like I would have things like bitch written on my desk when I showed up to class, because we had like assigned seating. The word bitch would be written on my desk. Like that's the low key kind of fucking bullshit that would happen. But anyway, it paved the way of who I am today. It made me find witchcraft as a path. So I went through everything I went through because I was meant to be better than that fucking small town. Let's just say it for what it is, right? So if you look, what I was taught very, very quickly when we moved there, when I was 10 years old, I was taught very quickly I did not fit in. I was not going to fit in with these people. And I needed to shrink myself to try and fit in. I needed to dim my light, okay? And I was told this by teachers, parents, sometimes. Depends on the circumstance, but I was taught to not brag. Oh, you can't talk about your accomplishments. You'll make other people feel bad. You're wired differently than other people. You need to blend in more. You don't need to stand out so much. But it was really the celebration. Oh, don't talk about your accomplishments. You'll make others feel bad. That was a huge part of my childhood, or my like middle school into high school. Okay. But yes, when I expressed myself, I was labeled a bitch. And these are people, this was the late 90s. This was the mid to late 90s. Like we didn't have the internet. I couldn't go find new friends. I was stuck with these fuckers I went to high school with, So you either walk to the beat of your own drum, which I really started to do come 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. I didn't give a flying fuck about appeasing them anymore. But when you're in middle school into high school and you're trying to figure out who you are, and I'm being told by so many different avenues to fit in, don't say that, you'll upset people. Don't brag because then you're going to make other people feel bad. I was told basically to dim my light. And I went over how I was like my nature first. You have to understand that Aquarius, Leo, I got to express myself. I've got to say the fucking thing. I have to look at that person and say, you're being fucking stupid right now. Stop. And I was told not to because I had to fit in. I had to be around these fuckers. And when I did stand up to them, I got bullied. You know, they paid a kid to make out with me. So at that point, I didn't know what to believe as far as who liked me, who didn't like me. I had bitch written on my desk. Somebody went around telling everyone I was a witch, which, you know, led to amazing things, but was highly devastating when you're in high school. You know, so when I was myself and when I did voice my opinion or when I spoke, these were the repercussions. So I learned to not speak. Okay. So as these things formed, these were very formative years, okay? Very formative years. And so the lessons you learn in middle school and high school are the lessons that they're stomped into you, into your identity, tend to stick with you, okay? But you have to understand how being an Aquarius, Leo, how painful this was for me to have to shrink myself and adapt myself so that others would like me, which didn't even happen, you know? So nowadays, first of all, I graduated 27 years ago this year. Fuck, man. Okay, 27 years ago I graduated. Got married at 18. I graduated in June, got married in July. Okay. Those things stick with you though. Those patterns of behavior that you're taught, that are ingrained in you, they stick. They're very hard to get rid of. And it was something that I knew moving forward, it was something that I wanted to work against moving forward, but I didn't know how important it was for me because of my nature to truly blast through this bullshit. Okay. I thought, okay, I can kind of start to speak my truth here. I can start to do this there and I'll be fine. You know, I'll be fine. It's only been within the last 2 years that I realized fine is not fucking good enough. Okay. So what I started doing, like, I've been very open about my journey the last couple of years, working with dark divine feminine energy, which helped me reclaim my voice, which helped me realize that I have been so scared for 30 years I was always told I was too much. Too much. That's the phrase. You're too much. Shrink yourself to fit in. You're too much. You're too loud. You talk too much. Your ideas are too crazy. Like, what the fuck? So I was taught from about 10 years old, 11 years old, that I was too much and that this was a bad thing because I was bullied for it. So therefore being too much is bad. Okay. And so 2 years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I started on this journey to really, truly reclaim my power. I started working with dark divine feminine energy to get to the bottom of all of these wounds, which I knew were wounds. Okay. I've done a lot of shadow working before that to know that these were wounds, but I was never able to quite put my finger on it until I started working with dark divine feminine energy. So if you think about the goddesses associated with dark divine feminine energy, and you think about Lilith, and you think about Hecate, and you think about the Morrigan, or you think about Morgan Le Fay, especially though Lilith, she's quote unquote too much. She was so too much that she was, just for a brief lesson, for those of you who want it, she was Adam's first wife in the Garden of Eden, and all she wanted was to be equal to Adam. And he didn't like that. He wanted someone who would do what he said, and he wanted someone to be submissive to him. And she was like, this ain't good for me. I'm done. And because she was too much, she was ousted of the Garden of Eden. And then, because she was too much, she was demonized. And the lore goes, according to the Bible or according to Christian scriptures, she went and made babies with demons, and therefore she became a demon. That is how too much she was for the Christian religion. No, she's a demon. She is so too much. She's a demon. Women don't do this. Look how bad it is. She's a demon. Okay, she wasn't. She was just a free-thinking woman who wanted to be equals with a man, not subservient to him. And she was literally demonized for it. Okay? So that's when I started working with dark divine feminine energy. That's when I got to the bottom of this. And the wound was too much. I'm too much. And that's why I shrink myself. Okay? And for 2 years, I've been working on this too much. And one of the things that I started doing, which was really fun, and I highly recommend you do it, is I think one day I had this Aquarius post pop up in my random feed. Or Texas Megan sent me an Aquarius meme or something. And it was like, oh, Aquarius be like, and it was like this whole thing. And I was like, oh my God, that's all me. So immediately I hit follow. Well, once you hit follow on one Aquarius aligned account, a bunch of other ones start popping up. And they're all memes, they're all reels, they're all hilarious. And every single one of them follow, I'm following them. Now my feed is all Aquarius shit, and it makes me happy. It's Aquarius and crazy cats. So if you want to know how to reprogram your social media, do that. And if you want to feel seen and heard, do that. Follow your astrological sign. For me, it is the sun one, okay? I could go follow the Leo ones too, because that's my moon and that's my rising. But the Aquarius ones have me absolutely entertained, okay? So if you want to shift your feed on social media away from bullshit and shit that angers you, by all means, start following. Go look for, if you're a Libra, go look at Libra up and start following accounts that just do Libra memes and reels, okay? You'll feel seen, you'll feel heard. So as I'm watching, like as the weeks have gone by, because I just started doing this maybe fall of last year, as I'm getting more and more stuff, it makes me realize that who I am at my core, the things that I have shied away from, the things that I have quieted in myself are just Aquarian traits. They really are. And it's helped me build confidence in myself. And it's been absolutely amazing because I watch these, I watch these reels, I watch these memes, I watch these people talk about Aquarians. And as they're talking about them, I'm like, that's me. Oh my God, that's me. I'm going to stop hiding it. Why the fuck have I been hiding this for 20, 30 years? It's amazing. It is a beautiful trait. And you'll have that of your own signs, you know? But these memes that essentially are like, they're pulling out the dark side of Aquarius or whatever your sign is, not the dark, but the straightforward ones. They pull them out and they put them up with some catchy ass music or a scene from a movie or a meme or something. And they make you realize that, yeah, that's me. That's who the fuck I am. So I've been building this up and now we've hit Aquarius season. Okay. It started on January 19th. It'll run until February 18th, 19th, 20th, somewhere in there. And then we're going to switch over to Pisces season. Okay. So during Aquarius season, everyone has that Aquarius energy swirling around them. Okay. So air sign, highly thinking. Your thoughts are probably going to be on fire. Okay. Rebellion. Oh my God. That is like the key word of Aquarius energy is rebellious. So where do you need to step outside of your box? Where do you need to embrace your authenticity and your individuality? And where do you need freedom? Okay, that is how you work with Aquarius season energy. Okay, so as an Aquarius, and it's now Aquarius season, all of my feed now is so much excitement and so much amazingness. And I get it. I feel alive right now more than I ever have before because I understand my nature in my Aquarius sun, my Leo moon, and my Leo rising. But also I have Aquarius in Mercury and Mars, which means, and those just entered Aquarius right now. So that means that more of my chart is aligning with the energy that is currently in the world right now. So basically, it's just powering me up. I got like a little Sims meter of power, and it's like bloop, 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 bloop. It's filling up. and I fucking love it and I feel it. And I am more in tune with myself than I ever have been before. So I am excited and I'm high energy. And what it has done for me is just this morning, and I'm going to go into more of this story in the Patreon bonus content, okay? But I just want to tell you all this. I did something amazing this morning. And when I was getting ready, I was like, do I want to flatten my hair? And I was like, no, I want to go crazy. So I got the flat iron and curled my hair into these crazy ass waves. And then I was like, what earrings do I want? And I was like, big ones. Let's do big. So I did my big snakes. And I chose this shirt because of what I did this morning. But then it came from my toppers, which are for those of you who are watching, these are Pear Eyewear. Hit me up if you decide you want to go Pear Eyewear, because I have like a little affiliate code. And then like you get like a free topper. I think you get like $25 off or something if you place your first order using my little affiliate code, and then I get a free topper too. So anyway, if you're listening, you have no idea what I'm talking about. My glasses are magnetic. They're from Pear Eyewear. And I just buy these little plastic toppers and I get to change my glasses. I get so many compliments on my glasses, and whenever I do, I try to let people know, oh, it's Pear Eyewear. But yeah, I get to change my glasses to reflect my outfit. And as I was putting on this outfit, I was like, okay, I'll go with the more subdued ones where they're kind of just teal and gray. And then I hit these, which the ones I'm wearing today are cute little witchy symbols. I think they retired it, but they're like cute little witchy symbols all around. And like I put them on and I was like, bam, that is too much. And I fucking love it. This is what I'm wearing today. And I got in front of I finished doing my hair, my makeup, my jewelry, and I got in front of the mirror and I said, girl, you are too much. Fuck yes. So I have taken, and what I'm doing this Aquarius season is I have taken a term that was, I'm going to cry. I told myself I wasn't going to fucking cry. It's okay. It's not the first time today. I am taking a term that has been used in my fucking past to shrink me. I was told I was too much. I was too much when I would go out on dates with guys. Oh, you're too much. You're too emotional. You're too loud. You're too whatever. Too abrasive. I've been told that before too. Like, no, I'm just direct. Okay? I don't have time to beat around a fucking bush. But I'm taking a phrase that was used to shrink me in my life and in high school and everything, and I'm fucking empowering it. I'm too much and I fucking love it. Is this outfit too much? Probably. Are these toppers too much for this outfit? Maybe. I don't give a shit anymore. Is my hair too much? I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care, because I'm too much and I fucking love it. I'm an Aquarius Leo. Okay? I can't shrink. I can't shrink anymore. It's physically painful to shrink myself. Okay? I am expressive. I am imposing. I am sharp. I'm full of emotion. I'm a fucking kid at heart. I am rebellious. I'm unusual. These are all words to describe my nature at the moment that I was born. So why the fuck fight it anymore? There's stupid things to fight. There's stupid things to fight. Okay? I'm loud, I'm proud, and I'm too fucking much, and I love it, okay? So that is what Aquarius season has got me like. Aquarius season has got me like I'm too much, and I fucking love it, okay? So this Aquarius season, even if you don't have any Aquarius in your chart at all, be too much this Aquarius season, okay? Wear the damn crazy ass toppers, buy the loud shirt or the loud dress, pair pants with a shirt that don't even fucking match, but if they make you smile, do it. Do something crazy with your hair. Say the damn thing. Somebody says something to you and everything in you is like, what the fuck? Say what the fuck. Be too much this Aquarius season. Okay? And go fill your feed also with whatever sign you are. I promise you it will change your life, and it will make you look at the parts of yourself that you have hidden and that you have been like, oh, I can't share that with the world. I can't share that with the world. And it'll tell you that you're not alone. Everybody in your sign thinks that way or says those things or wants to do those things. And it helps you look at your shadows as not shadows at all, but points of strength that you were born with according to your astrological chart. Okay? I promise you that's what happens. And it cleans up your feed and you stop getting triggered. Stop getting triggered by your own social media feed too. Unfollow the fuckers that trigger you in a bad way. If somebody triggers you, but it's in an amazing way, I had someone on Instagram basically say that one of my sound bites from my podcast in a way triggered them, but they were like, no, I needed to hear that. Thank you. You know? So if they trigger you in a great way to help you grow, keep them. If they trigger you in a bad way, if it's rage bait, fucking get rid of them. That's another thing. Extreme side note on this beautiful episode. I should have ended it. But people that post things to just enrage you, the rage bait accounts who make money, like the more that you repost, the more that you comment, the more that you use them in stitches or whatever, remix them. You're just putting money in their pocket and then they're going to continue to do it. So the way to stop rage bait people from posting is to stop interacting with rage bait, and then they don't get paid. So anyway, that's what I have for you all today. My Patreon bonus content, I'm going to share a story of a current happening that really added to these vibes today. It's why I am technically in the office on a Saturday. It's cold and rainy outside. I am all makeup up, haired up, because I did something amazing earlier today. So that's what I'm going to share on the Patreon bonus content. You can access that and all of my Patreon bonus content at patreon.com/inkedgoddesscreations. You do have to do one of the paid tiers. The bottom tier is just $5 a month. So it gets you the bonus content. And then also I do weekly readings. So that's the $9 tier, give you the energy. So if you want to know about things like what it means when Mercury and Mars enter Aquarius, I do that in the middle tier for the week along with a tarot card reading. And then my top tier also gets Book of Shadow pages. So yeah. Please head to patreon.com/inkedgoddesscreations and you can sign up there. All that money comes to me as a witchy content creator. Okay. Then, if you like my vibe, please join the Ink Spirit Coven. You can see that at inkspirit.com. Yeah. And I teach there. It's where I hang out. It's where I do my stuff. So yeah, I would love to have you in there. But I want to thank you all for being here. Please like, share, subscribe. Whether you're on Spotify, whether you're on YouTube, especially YouTube, I'm really trying to grow it this year. So please like, share, subscribe so that it tells the algorithm that this content is amazing and it'll be passed out to more magically curious people just like you. Thank you for being here, for listening, for giving me a platform to share my crazy ass knowledge, but also my story. And I will see you all next week. Bye.